I had to put my foot down and speak up for myself, because this is my life, this is my apartment, and I will be living by myself. So lease is already signed. I can't wait on you. Already confirmed with the company. I can't wait on you. And I had to make things happen for myself. What's up, it's your girl Salasia, aka Say, and I'm in the mother loving building. Yeah, welcome back to my channel, you guys. Today is going to be a video on how I moved to Houston and why. I've been meaning to do this video for a very long time. We are finally here, so let's get into it. So why I moved to Houston, there's many reasons why I moved to Houston. And I feel like a lot of people ask me this question. People were asking me this question before I moved. Why do you want to move to Houston? And then once I got out here, family, friends, people were asking me. So finally finna tell you guys. So I've always wanted to move to Houston. Like years ago, I've always wanted to move to Houston. Like I would always look at videos on YouTube. I would always look at people's videos on like how they moved, why they moved. I would look up like everything about Houston, the weather, the people, the culture, the food out there, the cons, the pros. So I spent like many years, like I would say up to 3 years, really researching Houston before I made that move. So for the people who don't know, I used to live in Seattle, Washington, and I just felt like I was very extremely stagnant in my life. Back at home, I used to live with my parents, and I felt like I just wasn't growing as a person and as a woman, and I wanted my own privacy. Like it was very long overdue. And also I feel like just things weren't working out for me back at home. Like everything was just like falling apart right in front of my eyes, and I knew why. It was time to move. God was telling me to move, and also God was just giving me signs. Like that last year before I made that move, like God was just giving me like a whole bunch of signs, and I just felt like I did everything I could back at home. Like I graduated high school back at home, I graduated college, I started my business back at home, I started my music career back at home. Like I literally did everything you could imagine back at home. And I also feel like I just really wasn't getting the support I felt like I deserved back at home too. So those are the many reasons why I wanted to move in general, and then why I wanted to move to Houston. I love the culture there. I would say the main reason was the culture and the food, like, and the people. I'm just gonna kind of go into detail on how I felt. So back at home, like I said, I was living with my parents. So I've always lived with my parents, like since I was literally 26 years old. I moved when I was 26. I moved to Houston when I was 26. So I was living with my parents for a very long time. I was definitely very grateful to live with my parents and to save up my money to be able to move and everything like that. But I felt like it was just holding me back. You know what I'm saying? And my parents were very strict. Growing up, obviously I would have a curfew. They would just be like strict on everything. And I felt like over time, once I got older, it got a little better, but they were still strict. I feel like I was kind of caged in, and I couldn't authentically be myself, because I'm worried about what my parents are gonna say, or what, you know what I'm saying? And I really felt like closed in. Like at some points, like growing up, I used to hide my outfit. Everyone knows I'm a fashionista, and everyone has their own opinions on how I dress, but I really don't think I dress any different than any other girl. Any other girl or woman that dresses. I like to dress sexy, and that's just what it is. And I don't know, I feel like my parents and people, my family, think I dress like a hoochie mom. I don't dress like nothing. Fashion, baby. But anywho, yeah, I would literally like hide what I was gonna be wearing that night and all this extra stuff, and I just felt like I could not be my true authentic self. I never really even had like privacy, you know what I'm saying? They were so strict. Like I just knew I couldn't really be my full authentic self. And I also feel like they felt like I needed them too. Like, living with my parents for so long and having them do so much for me, I feel like they felt like I couldn't do it by myself. Like, I couldn't move by myself. I couldn't do anything by myself because I would need their help, because I've always lived with them. And I wanted to show them and other people I can move and I can take care of myself. In my family, everyone knew me as the one that was still living with their parents, and I just didn't want that for myself. Like, everyone else moved. Everyone, you know, my other family and like my cousins, they always, like, after high school, they went out of state for college. They got to experience that. I never got to experience that. I went to college in my city. I didn't go out of state. You know, and I just felt like I was always the one that was like, oh, you know, that's a car. She's back at home with mom and dad, or she's back at home, she's staying with her parents. And that was just like what my family knew of me. And it's just like, no, like, you know. So my city, Seattle. I'm really from Renton, but for the people who know that live in Seattle, we'll just say we're from Seattle. But I was born and raised in Renton. My city, no, I don't fuck with my city. I really don't fuck with my city, to be honest. Like, there's no culture in my city, like, and I'm just keeping it all the way real. My city was just a whole bunch of white and Asian people. Like, don't get me wrong, there's black people in Seattle, but you just have to know of the areas and the places, and you have to live there to know. You know what I'm saying? But I feel like that was the culture. There's just a whole bunch of like Asian places. There's no like soul food places, and you know, it's just a whole bunch of Asian places and seafood places, like. And I was just tired of it. Like, I just could not take it or deal with it anymore. And you know, everyone else in Seattle, it rains, so it rains all year round. But I will say the summers are extremely beautiful. They're very beautiful, but it rains all the time. I'm used to the rain, you feel me? So it didn't bother me that much until I got older, and I'm just like, okay, I need some sunlight, and it's very cold. I feel like I'm anemic because I get cold very easily, so I wanted to move somewhere where it was warm. Like, I want to be able to leave the house in a tank top and a t-shirt and be good. And you could definitely do that out here, baby. It is burning hot out here. So I was over the weather. And then also, let's talk about it. I'm a grown-ass woman, and you know what I'm saying, I want to date and stuff. Personally, my type is black men. The black men back at home don't like black women. They don't. They're like white and Asian girls. And I just feel like, how could I really try and find someone and build with someone when all the black men want white and Asian girls? What am I doing here? I want to go where I'm loved. And out here, they love black women. Trust me. You know what I'm saying? Especially if you're curvy. You know what I'm saying? They love their curvy black women. So I fit in well here. And again, like I said, like, I did everything I could back at home. Like, I did everything. Like I said, I graduated high school, college, started my business, did my music out here. I feel like I never got the support I feel like I deserve from my city. And a lot of people say that back at home. A lot of artists, whatever you are, if you're a rapper, singer, a photographer, videographer, whatever, everyone leaves to get the recognition they feel like they deserve. My city is very weird. We don't support each other at all there. And I personally feel like when I was trying to do my music, when I was doing my business, I would see other black people support white designers, but when I had my business, no one was supporting me. Or I seen people support other people in their music, but when I was doing my thing, I was getting support, but I wasn't getting the support I feel like I deserved back at home. And there's no nightlife in Seattle. I feel like now they're trying to have a nightlife, and they're trying to do rooftop parties and stuff. I feel they started to do that this summer and stuff like that, because why would I leave? Now it's lit. But it's really not all that great, you feel me? I feel like the nightlife there's not much to do because it's always raining and people are working. And it just was not for me anymore. There's two reasons why it took me so long to finally move. Meanwhile, I've been wanting to move. Like I told you guys, I've been waiting to move for the last 3 years, and then I gave myself 1 more year. Another reason why I waited a year was because I had a goal I wanted to reach as far as money, and I knew it was going to take me about another year to reach that goal. So once I reached that goal, I knew I was going to be ready to move, to really like get my ducks in a row to be able to move. It was my job and my past relationship. So let's get into my job. So my job, I had a good work from home job. I used to work at a hospital, and I used to work from home. It was one of the best jobs I ever had. When I first started off with this job, it was the best job. Really laid back, knew how to do my job. My job was not that hard to do. It was on the phone. It was like on the phone type of job. I don't want to spill too much, but I was in the smallest team, and we were losing people left and right. So if we're already on a small team and people are quitting left and right, what does that mean? That means they're gonna start piling on more work. So they started piling on more work. When people leave, that means more responsibility is put on certain people. So before, it was cool, I was answering phones, I was doing what I needed to do while also editing my YouTube videos. That's why I love that job, and that's why I love working from home, because I could edit my YouTube videos, and I'm really good at multitasking. So I would be on the phone, right? I would put them on hold, I would do what I need to do, and I would still be editing. I would still be doing my thumbnails. I would still be editing on my phone for TikTok videos. Like, I was really doing the damn thing, you know what I'm saying? But it came to a point where people were quitting, and one girl, she went on leave because she got pregnant, and I had to fill in for her, right? So when I had to fill in for her, this was a major project that she was going to, you know, lead for our team. So since she left, I had to step in and take that role to fill out this project. And this project was like a 3-month project. I think it was like a 3-month project, and that was how long her leave was. So I stepped in and did this project for our team for 3 months, and now I'm doing everything. And I didn't like it. Like, that's not what I signed up for. I did not sign up to do her job. Like, I signed up to do what I was doing, and that was it. One thing about me with my jobs, you tell me what I need to do, that's it. Don't add more and more, because it's like, you need to pay me more. So that was that. Again, more people are leaving out of the woodworks, and the thing about my job, they kept on changing the way we do things. So I can't even really be, how could I be the best worker I could be if you're always changing stuff? I could deal with a I can deal with a fast-paced work environment. I can deal with changes, but I can't deal with changes every other, not even every other month, every month. They're changing this, they're changing that, they're changing the programs we use, they're switching up for this no longer is. And then my job, they started to micromanage. At first they weren't micromanaging. Then, so you mean to tell me people are leaving, you're piling on more work on me, and you're not paying me more, and now you're starting to micromanage me? Oh baby, please, it's not it. This is not it. And you're not about to micromanage me. So they started micromanage. It was everyone, it wasn't just me. So they started micromanaging everything, and I already knew I was moving. I was just making sure that I got approved for my apartment, and it was just crashing down, you guys. I was no longer happy at that job. I loved my supervisor. Let me just say that though. I loved my supervisor, and I loved my manager. But the job was not for me anymore. If I had the opportunity to stay at that job, would I? Maybe so, but at the time I could not do it anymore, and I just felt like that was another sign from God to leave. So after the last person quit, after like 3-4 people quit, I was like, it's my time. The last thing too was, this is not really a reason why I left, but I'm just gonna add this in here. My relationship. Before I moved out here, I was in a relationship. I'm not going to talk too much about it, but I personally felt like at that time, I really appreciate that person that was there for me during that time, because that was the hardest time. I would say the last 2 to 3 months before I moved was like the hardest time of my life, and this person was definitely really there for me during everything I was going through, you know what I'm saying? And I feel like this is the only person I had. Even though I had family stuff, I feel like everyone's opinions and stuff was on me. A lot of people did not want me to move. Like, a lot of people did not want me to move to Houston. A lot of people were asking me, why are you moving to Houston? I don't think you should move to Houston. People have tried to stop me, physically stop me from moving to Houston. And I really appreciate this person being there for me. So did I think the relationship was going to last if I moved out here? Possibly, because I'm a very loyal person. I'm a Leo. I'm a very loyal person. If I lock in with someone, I'm locked in with you. I don't care about nothing else. We gonna make things work. Long story short, the week before I moved out here, he broke up with me. So that was just another sign that I just need to get the fuck on. Like, there's nothing for me back at home no more. Like, even the person that I was just so in love with and wanted to be with, them broke up with me. So yeah, I'm definitely not, like, why would I even stay then? So I can be in misery and be all up in my feelings. So it was time for me to get the fuck on, period. All right, so now I'm going to talk about how I moved to Houston. I'm going to make it pretty simple. If you guys want a more detailed video on everything, I can do that for you, but I'm just going to kind of make it very simple. So what I did first was I visited Houston a few times. So I visited Houston for my birthday last year. And let me just say this though. Don't move somewhere because you fall in love with the nightlife. Like, don't move somewhere because when I came out here for my birthday, oh my gosh, I fell in love with Houston. When I tell you, like, it was a movie when I came out here for my birthday. Like, and I didn't even really go to no clubs or nothing. Like, I just went bar hopping and I was meeting new people. Everybody loved me, baby. When I tell you, everyone that loved me, I promise you. So I had a really great time for my birthday. And then I came back here again for apartment hunting. Let me explain to you apartment hunting. Let me know in the comments if you guys want me to. I vlogged it. So I vlogged all the apartments I viewed, which was not this apartment. Let me know if you guys want a video on that, because I will drop that video for you guys. But I went apartment hunting with my ex, and it was the worst trip ever. Like, things weren't, it wasn't because of him or anything. It was just like things that were going on in the trip. Like, when we touched down in Houston, someone stole our rental car. Then that night we got there, like, we drove around 2 apartments. Because when I tell you, I got an apartment locator, but apartment locator did not help me get this apartment. So if you guys want more information there, I could put below the 3, 4, 5 apartment locators I reached out to. I can give you guys advice too. I hit up all of them, because you're gonna find when you talk with an apartment locator, you're gonna find some are really dedicated to finding the apartment for you. Some of them have their own little routine on what they do, and they just send you out a whole bunch. And some really go in, like, tour the apartments for you, so you'll find which person works best for you and what you're looking for. I do have an apartment locator that I was working with, and I will put his information in the description below. Tell him I sent you. Just, you know, click the link, reach out to him, and he will do his best in finding the apartment you're looking for. He was very helpful. So I do have that information for you guys as well. I was very particular in what I was looking for, and I just felt like none of them could really give me what I was looking for. And by the grace of God, I found this apartment. But when I came out here, we looked at like 2 apartments at night, and it was the ghetto, child. It was the ghetto. I was not finna do it. And then so I had like planned out the apartments Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday. And like, we had went to the first apartment, then they kept our IDs on accident. We left. We had to go back and get our IDs. On the way to the second apartment, we missed that apartment tour, so we couldn't do the tour. Then we missed the third one. It was like a mess. And then like on the way back, somebody's dog like pooped in first class, so we had to like land in Dallas for a little bit. We were stuck on the airplane for like almost an hour. Like, it was just like, the trip was freaking crazy. It's not really what I expected. So then I came home, right? Came home, I was just crying to my ex. Like, I was just crying. I was like, I'm not moving. Like, there's no way. Like, I'm not moving. And I had a certain timeline. I was stressed about my job. I had a certain timeline on when I wanted to move. And it was just looking like it wasn't gonna work out. And like, and when I tell you guys, the last month when I moved, I went through every emotion you can think of. I was happy, I was sad, I was mad, I was confused, I was lost. I felt cluttered in I had a small room back at home. I felt so cluttered in my room. Like, all the emotions you could think of, I felt and went through, I did. So yeah, I was just crying to my ex. And I was just like, oh my gosh, like, I can't believe I don't like any of the apartments that we looked at. Like, this is not what I thought Houston was gonna be. Like, I don't think I'm gonna move. I don't know what I'm gonna do. Obviously, you know, he was there for me. And then I found this apartment. I got approved, I applied, and I got approved. So once I got approved, while I was waiting to get approved, I was already looking for moving companies and car shipping companies while I was waiting to get approved. So once I got approved, I let the apartment know, hey, can you give me like a month before I move? So they said yes. Some apartments will say no, some apartments will say yes. They said yes, you can move on this date, which gave me a month. I started looking up moving companies and car shipping companies. I tried to pick the best ones that worked best for me and my budget. I reached out to them. Then I started planning dates out. So depending on when you want to move, how fast you want to move, I just kind of planned out the dates and everything. Put my deposit in for some of them, because some of them will ask for a deposit or a credit card, and some of them, you know what I'm saying, whatever works, whichever company you use. And you guys, if you look at my old vlogs, you would see I would go to a storage unit. You would just randomly see me just going to a storage unit, put stuff in the storage unit, take stuff out. I was planning this one. I overly planned for this move. So I was already buying kitchenware. I stocked up on kitchenware. So when I moved out here, I didn't have to buy any kitchen stuff. Only like stuff that eventually I felt like I needed. I stocked up on kitchen stuff and just little stuff, so I was good in that area. I also printed out like a list of like stuff from my apartment, like bedroom, living room, kitchen, bathroom, and I just marked off what I had. So if you like to overly plan, that's something you can do. So when I got approved for that apartment, like I said, I already gave me a timeline. So I didn't know for sure if I was gonna get approved for this apartment, but what I do know was I'm finna get approved for something, and I'm finna move the date I said I was gonna move, because by the grace of God. So I had already packed up my stuff. Like, I had already put my stuff in boxes. Like, I already bought everything. I told myself, I made an Amazon list, and I made sure I bought everything, and I bought everything, and I just packed it. I was just waiting to just like tape everything up. So once I got approved and everything, like I said, I reached out to the companies. I made sure I packed everything in the storage unit, brought it over back to the house. I started cleaning up my room. For people who don't know, I have a huge sewing machine too. I started packing up all of my like fabrics and things. I got rid of a lot of stuff, and and that's pretty much how I moved to Houston. So once I got all that together, and when I tell you guys, my dad tried to stop me from moving multiple times. He did not want me to move. I don't know why, y'all, but he did not want me to move. So that was like a whole thing itself. My parents helped me pay for a lot of stuff, like I said, which I was very grateful for. My parents did help me pay for a lot of stuff. When I tell you, it was very, 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 very hard. It was not easy moving. So while I'm communicating to my parents like how much things are, when things need to be signed and confirmed, they had like miscommunication too. My mom was telling me one thing, my dad was telling me another. My dad was saying he didn't want to pay for things, then he was saying he do want to pay, then he was like, no, I'm gonna look up companies myself. Then he was choosing companies I already told him about. So then we're going back to square one. I had to put my foot down and speak up for myself, because this is my life, this is my apartment, and I will be living by myself. So I had to tell my dad, look, the lease is already signed, I can't wait on you. Look, I already confirmed with the company, I can't wait on you. And I had to make things happen for myself, or I would not be here. Promise to, I would not be here if I didn't do that. So basically what happened with the moving company, they came in and they took my stuff. And then later on, the car shipping company came in and took my car. Hey sis. Hey, I'm doing a YouTube video. Let me call you right back. I'm almost done. Okay, bye. So once they got my car, so now all I have, oh, and another thing is when they ship your car out, you can put stuff in your car. You're not supposed to, but the drivers will let you put stuff in your car, but they will charge you. The dude, he was like, oh, I typically charge 300, but I'll charge you 100. I said, child, take the 100, because you wasn't getting 300, baby. I would took all that stuff out of my car. Don't play with me. So, the stuff I felt like I couldn't put in my moving boxes and things like that, I put in my car, which was pretty much my clothes and stuff, and my shoes and my purses and things like that. They picked a date, they got the stuff, and then obviously I did not drive to Houston. I live way too far. So I, you know, catch my flight with my parents. Then I came like a day before, got my keys. Like I had to set everything up to where when I got my keys, the moving company was gonna come in, and then the car shipping place was gonna come in while I still had my parents there to help me. So that's pretty much how it happened. And I'm here. It's that process. A month before I moved was a journey. That process when I moved was a journey, and right here it's still a journey, baby. It's still a journey. But that's pretty much why I moved to Houston and how I moved to Houston. There's so many more videos I want to do, like sitting down and talking with you guys, which I am gonna start doing more. I wanted to give you guys a 1 month update. I think I did. So I might still post that video, but I am gonna do a 3 month update. I'm gonna be doing dating in Houston. I'm gonna be doing the culture out here, the nightlife. I'm gonna be doing all those videos for you guys, so please stay tuned. And you guys watch my vlogs, like that's me in real time. I will say those vlogs are maybe like a month behind, but that's me in real time, like getting myself together, unpacking. Like you guys can see how I went through the whole process through my vlogs. So if you guys are very curious and want to see it in real time, please look at all my vlogs. I'll try and put all the information I have for apartment locators, the company I use for shipping my car, and my moving company. And again, if you guys want a more detailed video, I can do that for you guys. Just let me know in the comments. But yeah, that is everything. Well, I hope you guys enjoyed this video. Don't forget to subscribe, click that notification button so you know when I post a new video. See you guys later.
Money on my mind. Don't be spinning game if you really wasting time.